Good morning, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Today, August 22, 2023, we'll be having private conference of three civil works project with particularly with contract ID number 23BI0109 up to 23BI0111. But before we start, let us all stand for a prayer.
Shall we bow our heads and feel the presence of God? Let us pray. Our most gracious Lord and loving Heavenly Father, Creator of heaven and earth, we offer our thanksgiving and praise to you for the countless blessings of good health, providence, protection, and deliverance. Lord, we come before your holy presence, asking forgiveness for all the shortcomings we committed against you. Please continue to guide us, that we may walk in accordance to your will. Dear Lord, we commit ourselves to you. May your Holy Spirit continue to inspire us amidst the challenges we are facing these times. Keep our faith stronger and give us wisdom as we undertake the responsibilities upon our shoulders. May your unfailing love create in each heart that we may take away all the negativities within. Please grant us, Lord, the success to all our endeavors, for to you we offer all the glory and honor. All of this we pray in the precious name of Jesus, our Savior. Amen.
Thank you. Let us all be seated. To our viewers who are watching through our YouTube live, fellow back members, prospective bidders who are present today, observers, once again, good morning to each and everyone. May I request the Secretariat, Engineer Brian Nela Gusto, to read attendance and okay. Before our back Secretariat head will read attendance, may I know who are the invited observers for today's private conference? Engineer Brian Nela Gusto, take it away. And okay, take it away, Engineer Augusto.
Thank you, Mr. Back Chairman. And for our observers, for our selected observers, please play the spin selection of the observers. Thank you. And here is the selected NGO observer, sir, from the Chamber Real Estate and Builders Association. And
Oh, okay, thank you, Engineer Brian. So the selected observer is Chamber Real Estate and Builders Association. So please continue for the invitation who are the invited observers for today's private conference.
thank you, sir, once again. Our notice to observers dated August 11, 2023. Our first observer is from the resident auditor, from the Commission on Audit, DPWH Nueva Vizcaya First District Engineering Office, Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya. And our second observer from the NGO is Mr. Eduardo L. Lamadrid, Chairman, Chamber Real Estate Builders Association, La Union Chapter from San Fernando City, La Union. And our third observer, sir, is Engineer Gladys G. Tiburcio, alternate observer from National Contractors Association of the Philippines Incorporated, Aritao, Nueva Vizcaya. And this letter was stamped received by the COA dated August 11, 2023. Thank you.
Thank you again, Engineer Brian Neil Augusto. So, can please, may I request that you read the 10 plans and please declare if we have a quorum.
Thank you again, Mr. Back Chairman. Pleasant morning to all. May we first invoke the blessings of God, the great architect of the universe. Without further ado, here are the roll call for the attendance for today's private conference. For the bids and awards committee composition, Engineer Valentino B. Sereno,
Present.
Back Chairman, welcome sir, from Chief uh, Planning and Design Section. Engineer Danilo A. Bernabe,
Present.
Back Vice Chairman, Chief Quality Assurance Section, Madam Veronica Gilio Davico,
Present.
Back Regular Member, Chief Administrative Section, Architect IVO Livar Salazar,
Present.
Provisional Member for all types of project procurement. We have Engineer Maria Loida F. Bernabe, Provisional Member and User, Chief Maintenance Section, Engineer Jermaine D. Buenavista, Provisional Member and User from the Planning and Design Section. And we have Engineer Bayani F. Molina, Provisional Member and User from the Construction Section. And for the roll call, sir, of the Back Secretariat, yours truly, Brian Neil G. Augusto, Head. For Back Secretariat members, we have Mr. Remigio A. Santos, Member. Mr. Alan Edward G. Damaso, Member. Miss Simonette T. Lacorda, Member. Miss Lutgarda D. Reyes, Member. And Miss Ande Erica Fatima P. Cabang. And for the back technical working group, sir, who are present for today's activity, we have Engineer Joseph Noel S. Adukul from the maintenance section, Engineer Myrtle G. Degamo, TWG member from the planning and design section, and Miss Diane Sheldon B. Balico, TWG member from finance section. And for the observers and prospective bidders, we don't have any prospective bidders who have wished to attend for today's activity. And for the technical working group, practical personnel, sir, who prepared the plans, we have Engineer Joseph Noel Adukul, Engineer 2 from the maintenance section. Sir, majority of the back composition is hereby present for today's activity. Therefore, there is a constitution of quorum. Thank you.
Thank you, Head Secretariat. Since we have a quorum, then I now declare that this procurement activities is officially open and is in order. But before I proceed, I will read the agenda for today's procurement activities. So, number 1, basic contract data to be presented to us for the 3 projects by Engineer Joseph Atukul. For the requirements of bidding documents, Engineer Brian Neil Augusto. For the number 3, documents to be submitted by the bidder, including technical and financial proposals. Also, our Head Secretariat, Engineer Brian Neil Augusto. For number 4, criteria and procedure for the preliminary examination of the bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification and award by our provisional member, Architect I.B. Salazar. For number 5, questions, comments from bidders, and replies of back and other representatives of procuring entity. This is for back. Number 6, other matters. And number 7, summary of proceedings including bid bulletins, addenda to be issued. So that's our agenda. But before we'll go for the agenda, may I read first the uh, 2016 revised implementing rules and regulation, particularly section 22 of PREBID conference. 22.3, the PREBID conference shall discuss, clarify, and explain, among other things, the eligibility requirements and the technical and financial components of the contract to be bid, including questions and clarifications raised by the prospective bidders before and during the pre-bid conference. Pre-bid conference may be conducted in person or face-to-face through video conferencing, webcasting, or similar technology or a combination thereof. Procuring entities with video conferencing capabilities that have manufacturers, suppliers, distributors, contractors, and or consultants that also have video conferencing capabilities may conduct the pre-bidding conferences electronically. The pre-bid conference is open to prospective bidders, and in case of procurement of consulting services, the shortlisted bidder but attendance shall not be mandatory. 22.4, the minutes of the pre-bid conference shall be recorded and prepared not later than 5 calendar days after the pre-bid conference and shall be made available to prospective bidders not later than 5 days upon written request. Decisions of the BAC attending any provision of the bidding documents shall be issued in writing through a supplemental bid bulletin at least 7 calendar days before the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. That is the section 22 regarding pre-bid conference. So we'll now go for the first agenda, which is the basic contract data. For number 1, contract ID number 23BI0109. So may request Engineer Joseph Adukul to explain in detail the scope of work or any other things regarding this particular project. Take it away, Engineer Joseph Adukul.
Thank you, sir. Good morning to each and everyone. For the first civil works for this day, for the contract ID number 23BI0109, entitled Rehabilitation, Reconstruction of National Roads with Slips, Slope Collapse, and Landslide, Tertiary Road, Papaya Malabing, Wangal, Binugawan, Taji, Runruno Road, K0314 plus 208, Runruno, Quezon, Nueva Vizcaya. The approved budget for this project is 19,300,000. The project description is reconstruction of 30 linear meter damage, slope protection, and 17.3 linear meter RCBC with catch basin. The duration of the project is 334 calendar days, and the cost of bid documents is 25,000. The source of fund is Quick Response Fund, QRF, and the pickup license category is at small b. Kuya Allen. Next page, Kuya Allen. This is the location of the project along Bambang Cebu Road. This is the photo of the beginning of the project. This is the end of the project, sir. This is the detail of the RCBC, sir. It has a 1.9 by 1.9 dimension. The length is 17.3 linear meter. And this is the retaining wall, sir. Yes. It has a 30 linear meters retaining wall. Next slide, Kuya Alan. And this is the detail of the catch basin. Next slide, Kuya Alan. That's all, sir, for the contract ID number 23BI0109.
Uh, Thank you, Engineer Adukul, for the presentation. May I know from our viewers, YouTube viewers, if we have any questions or clarifications regarding the presented project? None. How about fellow back members? Do we have any questions or clarification regarding this project?
Mr. Chair, may I be
Okay.
recognized?
Yes,
Okay.
Mr. Back Chair, please proceed.
From the project description, it says there that reconstruction of 30 linear meters damage slope protection works and 17.3 linear meters reinforced concrete box culvert. The technical personnel presented the typical section of the box culvert. For the information of our prospective bidders, may I request the technical personnel, particularly Engineer Joseph Adukul, the location of the 17.3 linear meters RCBC from the plan. Meron ka bang plan na pwede mong i-present para noon magiging aware ang ating mga prospective bidders? Thank you. Yun lang.
Thank you, Engineer Danilo Bernabe, our back Vice Chair. So please answer Engineer Abdukul for the clarification of our Vice Back Chair.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. The RCBC is located at kilometer post 314 plus 208, sir.
Do you have, Mr. Chair, may I be recognized again?
Go ahead, Mr. Vice Chair.
Yung particular location, is it perpendicular to the tertiary road? Kasi 17.3 linear meters yon. Para lang may idea yung mga prospective bidders natin. Usually kasi, RCBC is siyempre, that is a drainage. Di ba? So, kung 17.3 linear meters, halos 4 lanes na yan. Do you have any typical plan for that particular section where the RCBC will be constructed? Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I'm not prepared for that particular detail. But the RCBC, sir, is skewed. It is skewed, sir. So it has a length of it comes up with a length of 17.3 linear meters, sir.
Engineer Abdukul, please answer for the benefit of our YouTube live viewers and also our prospective bidders.
Pababa ka? Yes, sir. So, di ang gas basin mo nasa may right side?
Left, sir. Yan yung direction namin. So nasa left side yung touch basin. Dito yung sa may right side yung sa may retaining wall.
Sige, pakita mo lang para alam ng mga prospective bidders natin.
Ituro ko na lang dito tapos pwede masyadong
Di para lang aware yung mga bidders.
Hello, good morning. Okay. For the information of everybody, sir, the catch basin is located here, sir, and it is skewed, and the projected alignment of the RCBC is something like this, sir, and it has a 17.3 linear meters RCBC. Then from here, uh, the catch basin is located at the left side of the road. Ay, yes, sir. So this is the location of the catch basin located at left side. Then with it, there is a 17.3 linear meters of RCBC skewed something like this, sir. Then the retaining wall is constructed along the right side of this scarred slope protection with apron, sir. At the discharge of the RCBC.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Joseph Atugol, for the explanation of this project. So, any questions or clarification? Other back members or from our YouTube live viewers or prospective bidders? None. So, for this particular project, may I ask if we have no amendment? Let's start with the provisional member from the end user maintenance section. Okay, thank you, Engineer Loida. Engineer Jermaine Benavista from the planning and design section for this project with contract ID number 23BI0109.
Mr. Chair, I would like to ask lang about the duration of the project. Kasi 334, ano yung mga includes niya? 334 kasi siya.
Okay. Uh, Three hundred. Oh, okay. 300. Okay, it's okay for you for that duration? 334 calendar days. Yeah, yeah.
Sir, with regards to the query of Engineer Benavista, we'll just review the calendar days. And if it needs to be posted for big bulletin, we will. Thank you.
Okay, noted, Engineer Lloyd. So,
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
okay. So we'll just if we have for we have a questions for the duration, then we'll issue I if we'll change the duration, then we'll issue a supplemental bid bulletin regarding this. So, okay, how about Madam Veronica Riodovico? for this particular project?
No amendment, Mr. Chair.
About our about Vice Chair?
No amendments to the bidding documents published in the DPWH website and PhilJEP's website, Mr. Chair. But then I will go to the query or clarification stated by the gentleman from the Planning and Design section, the provisional member for planning projects, that a review shall be made regarding the project duration of the project. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. So noted. Since for this particular project, we have no amendment for now, so we will adapt the basic contract data as advertised. So let's proceed for the project number 2 with contract ID number 23BI0110. Again, may I request the preparator, engineer Joseph Abdukul to discuss to us the details of this particular project. Go ahead, Engineer Abdukul.
Thank you, sir. For the second civil work, with the contract ID number 23PI0110, entitled Rehabilitation, Reconstruction of National Roads with Slips, Slope Collapse, and Landslide, Tertiary Road, Papaya, Malabing, Wangal, Binugawan, Taji, Runruno Road, K0312 plus 327 to K0312 plus 327, Runruno, Quezon, Nueva, Vizcaya. The approved budget is 19,300,000, and the project description is reconstruction of 608 square meter damage slope protection works. The duration of the project is 195 calendar days. The cost of bid, cost of bid documents is 25,000. The source of fund is Quick Response Fund, QRF, and the pickup license category is at small b. Okay, Allen. Next. Like this. Okay, this is the location of the project. Okay. Next slide, Allen. This is the photos of the project site. This is the typical section and the elevation of the crib wall. The crib wall has a four span, consists of 9.5 meters length and 16 meters high with 1.5 meters high parapet. Next slide, Allen. This is the typical section, cross section of the different types of footing and beams in the dimensions and the angles. Okay, Allen. That's all, sir, for contract ID number 23BI0110. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Joseph Abdukul. So, do we have any questions or clarifications from our YouTube live viewers and also our prospective bidders? None. About fellow back members, let's start from our Engineer Loida Bernabe, the end user, provisional member and user. Okay, thank you. Engineer Jermaine Benavista.
I have no amendment, sir.
Okay, noted. Thank you. Madam Veronica Leodopico, our regular member.
Amendments, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Madam Baron. About our back vice chair, Engineer Danilo A. Bernabe.
Before I will say that regarding the amendments, may I ask again the technical personnel who prepared the plan, please direct your answer to the prospective bidders. Ano, you mentioned a while ago that the slope protection works kasi you failed to mention that at the 1/3 of the height, double crib wall And then, dun sa taas, which is the 2/3, bali, single na cribble yun. Am I correct? 4 span. And then, double cribble sa baba. And then, single cribble sa taas. Meron ba tayong construction joint na nakaprogram doon? For the information of our prospective bidders lang.
For the information of everybody, there is no construction joint present at the uh,
May I request you to please present yung bang tawag doon sa may plan para kita nila. Kasi usually, kapag meron tayong construction joint, may magkatabing column. Ano? Oh, so wala. Kasi dire-diretso siya. Wala namang magkatabing column. Yan yung elevation ng brick wall.
Thank you, sir, for that particular question.
For clarification again, Engineer Joseph Adukul, is that a one span of the crib wall? So you mentioned a while ago that there are 4 spans, am I correct? So meron garud kwan
Meron.
construction joint.
For the information of everybody, sir, there is a construction joint present at this particular project. This is a one span of the crib wall, sir. It has a length of 9.5 meters and a height of 16 meters plus 1.5 height of parapet. The project has a 4 span of it, sir. For a total of 36 meters. 36 linear meter multiplied by the 16 meters high. That comes up with a 608 square meter slope protection.
Okay, thank you, Engineer. Do you have any other questions, Mr. Bakchi, regarding the explanation of our preparer, Engineer Joseph Adukul?
No more query for our prospective bidders, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
So with regards to the particular project, the Vice Chair has no amendment for that particular project, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. So for this particular project, since we have no amendments, so we'll adopt the advertised basic contract data for contract ID number 23BI0110. So let's proceed for the last project with contract ID number 23BI0111. Again, to be discussed to us our preparer, Engineer Joseph Adukul. Take it away, Engineer Joseph Adukul.
Thank you, sir. For the third and last civil works, with the contract ID number 23BI0111, entitled Rehabilitation, Reconstruction of National Roads with Slips, Slope Collapse, and Landslide, Tertiary Road, Papaya Malabing, Wangal, Binugawan, Taji, Runruno Road, K0313 plus 704, Runruno, Quezon, Nueva, Vizcaya. The location of the project is at Quezon, Nueva, Vizcaya. The approved budget for this project is 4,825,000. And the project description is reconstruction of 30 linear meters of damaged rubble concrete slope protection. The duration of the project is 95 calendar days, and the cost of bid documents is 5,000. The source of fund is FY 2023 GAA Quick Response Fund. And the pickup license category is at small b. Okay, Allen. the location of the project. It's located at Bambang Kasibu Solano Road. This is the beginning of the dilapidated slope proposed project.
Excuse me, Mr. Engineer Joseph Adukol. Yung pakibalik mo yung previous na slide. Next time kung pwede, huwag kayong gamit ng kulay red kasi hindi mabasa ng ating mga prospective bidders. Siguro yung puti. Ana, mali mabasa ni. Ha? Thank you. Yun lang.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yes, Engineer Dukol, please take note for the next presentation.
For that particular font, sir, I'm so sorry. I edited that one, but maybe I forgot to save it. So when I copied it at the flash drive, it's not edited. I'm so sorry, sir. Next time, sir, be corrected. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Noted. Next, Kuya Alan. This is the beginning of the project. As you can see, the picture of the dilapidated slope protection. And this is the end of the project, sir. This is the typical section of the proposed project. It has a 6 meters high rubble concrete slope protection, and it has a these sweep posts, 100 mm diameter PVC with filter cloth spaced at 2 meters staggered with posts. It has a 0.5 by 0.5 by 2 meters parapet, rubble concrete parapet, spaced at 2.5 meters. That's all, sir, for the contract ID number 23BI0111. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Joseph Adukol, for the explanation of this particular project. But before proceed for the next agenda, does anyone from interested bidders have questions or clarification, or from our YouTube live viewers, Secretariat? None. So, fellow back members, so let's start with Engineer Loida Bernabe.
Sir, with regards to source of fund, it's not FY 2023 GAA. It's under FY Special Fund or the Quick Response Fund. GAA is for the regular fund.
Okay, so we'll amend the source of fund. Please take note, Secretariat. As mentioned, please repeat.
Noted,
Mr.
ma'am. Ma'am, kindly repeat the fund. Quick response, ma'am.
Sorry. Okay. Uh,
Quick response fund.
so, Secretariat, please take note. But the other projects, there's no JA.
Okay.
So, only quick response fund.
Baka
Oh,
check again.
QRF. Oh, so, okay, that is the correction from the project number 3 for the source of fund. Will be quick response fund. We will remove the FY 2023 JA. Okay, about other Engineer Jeremy Benavista, provisional member from the Planning and Design section.
Mr. Back Chair, I have no other amendments. The removal of FY 2023 JA will be addressed depend on the secretariat. Thank you.
Okay, noted. Madam Veronica Ludovico, or regular member.
No other amendment, Mr. Chair.
Thank Vice Back Chair.
No amendments, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
But then I will go to the provisional member of the maintenance section that the source of fund must be quick response fund or QRF, and the removal of fiscal year 2023 GAA from the removal of the fiscal year 2023 GAA from the basic contract data. Thank you.
Noted, Mr. Bakchair. So please, again, please take note, Secretariat, Engineer Brian Ilagusto, the correction of the source of fund.
Noted, Vice, Mr. Bakche, for the issuance of a supplemental bid bulletin for this particular project. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So let's proceed for the agenda number 2, which is the requirement of bidding documents. So may I request again, Engineer Brian Ilagusto to present to us the requirements of bidding documents.
Thank you, Mr. Vice. Thank you, Mr. Bak Chairman. Sorry. And for the requirements of the bidding documents for this particular project, for the first project, for the bid data sheet for contract ID 23BI 0109 for ITB close 14.1, major category of works RCSPS, roads construction, slope protection using structural measures, for ITB close 14.2A 4B, the minimum work experience requirements for the key personnel are the following. For the key personnel, we have project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, and foreman. Minimum years of similar experience, same position is 5 years. Minimum years of total work experience, same position is 5 years. Accredited safety officer required upon issuance of notice of award, subject to Department Order Number 98, Series of 2014, submission of Construction Safety and Health Program approved by the Department of Labor and Employment or DOLE. First aider with certificate of training issued by Red Cross in compliance to DOLE requirements for the approved Construction Safety and Health Program required upon issuance of notice of award subject to DO 98 series of 2014, submission of Construction Safety and Health Program approved by the Department of Labor and Employment or DOLE. For ITB Clause 14.2 A4, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. For the description, one bagger mixer, required unit is 1. Water truck, capacity 16,000 liters, required unit is 1. Backhoe, 0.80 cubic meter capacity, required unit is 1. Water pump, required units is 4. Bulldozer, required units is 1. Payloader, required units is 1. Dump truck, required units is 2. For the minimum laboratory equipments for the following, please refer to DO number 11, series of 2017, for the minimum materials testing equipment, and DO number 127, series of 2018, strip application of RA 9184 to conduct of post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts of the DPWH.
So, okay, that's all, Mr. Head Secretariat, for the three projects, or only one?
Yes, Mr. Bak Chairman. The requirements for the bidding documents is the same for the three particular projects. Thank you.
Thank you, Head Secretariat. So for the information of our prospective bidders and YouTube live viewers, the discussed requirements of bidding documents are the same for the three projects. So we'll proceed for the next agenda. For number 3, documents to be submitted by the bidder, including technical and financial proposals. Again, I request Engineer Brian Ilagusto.
Thank you, sir, for the agenda number 3 for the documents to be submitted by the bidder, including the technical and financial proposals. Sir, this will be played through uh, audio recording. Thank you.
Okay, please continue, Secretariat.
technical and financial components. Number 1. Technical component envelope. Class A documents. For legal documents, letter A. Valid PhilJibs registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages. Or letter B. Registration certificate from Securities and Exchange Commission, Department of Trade and Industry for sole proprietorship, or Cooperative Development Authority for cooperatives or its equivalent document. Letter C. Mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. And letter D. Tax clearance per EO number 398 series of 2005 as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue. For technical documents, letter E. Statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. And letter F, a statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract or SLCC similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided under the rules. And letter G, Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or PCAB license, or special PCAB license in case of joint ventures. And registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid. And letter F, original copy of bid security in the form of surety bond. Submit also the certification issued by the Insurance Commission or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration. And letter I, project requirements, which shall include the following. First, organizational chart for the contract to be bid. Second, list of contractors' key personnel, for example, project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, safety officer, and foreman, to be assigned to the contract to be bid, with their complete qualification and experience data. Third, list of contractors' major equipment units, which are owned, leased, and or under purchase agreements, supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor, vendor, or the duration of the project as the case may be. And last, list of contractors' minimum material testing equipment which are owned as per Department Order Number 11, Series of 2017. Letter J. Original duly signed Omnibus Sworn Statement o OSS, and if applicable, original notarized secretary's certificate in case of corporation, partnership, or cooperatives, or original special power of attorney of all members of joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and to do acts to represent the bidder. For financial documents, letter K. The prospective bidder's audited financial statements showing, among others, the prospective bidder's total and current assets and liabilities is stamped received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. And letter L, the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity or NFCC, Class B documents. Letter M, if applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement or JVA in accordance with the Republic Act number 4566 and its IRR in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statement from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the instance that the bid is successful. Number 2. Financial component envelope. Letter N. Original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form and other documentary requirements under Republic Act number 9184. Letter O. Original of duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities. And letter P. Duly accomplished detailed estimate form including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rental used in coming up with the bid. And letter Q, cash flow by quarter. Technical and financial components. Number one,
Sir, that's all for the documents to be submitted by the bidder, including technical and financial proposals. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretariat, for that pre-recorded presentation. For number four, there is there's for number four, criteria and procedure for the preliminary examination of the bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification and award. Again, Head Secretariat, Engineer Brian Nilagusto, kindly present.
Thank you, Mr. Back Chairman, for the criteria and procedure for the preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification and award will be played via audio recording, sir. Thank you.
Okay, please play.
Private conference. Detailed evaluation of bid. For the procurement of goods and infrastructure projects, the BAC shall evaluate the financial component of the bids to determine the lowest calculated bid using the following steps. The BAC shall immediately conduct a detailed evaluation of all bids using non-discretionary criteria in considering the following. Completeness of the bid. Unless the instructions to bidders specifically allow partial bids, bids not addressing or providing all of the required items in the bidding documents, including or applicable bill of quantities, shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. In this regard, where a required item is provided but no price is indicated, the same shall be considered as non-responsive. But specifying a zero or a dash for the said item would mean that it is being offered for free to the government, except those required by law or regulations to be provided for. Arithmetical corrections. Consider computational errors and omissions to enable proper comparison of all eligible bids. It may also consider bid modifications if expressly allowed in the bidding documents. Any adjustment shall be calculated in monetary terms to determine the calculated prices. The BAC shall evaluate all bids on an equal footing to ensure fair and competitive bid comparison. For this purpose, all bidders shall be required to include the cost of all taxes, such as, but not limited to, value-added tax, income tax, local taxes, and other fiscal levies and duties, which shall be itemized in the bid form and reflected in the detailed estimates. Such bids, including said taxes, shall be basis for bid evaluation and comparison. In case of discrepancies between bid prices in figures and in words, the latter shall prevail. Between total price per item and unit price for the item as extended or multiplied by the quantity of that item, the latter shall prevail. Between stated total price and the actual sum of prices of component items, the latter shall prevail. Between unit cost in the detailed estimate and unit cost in the bill of quantities, the latter shall prevail. Post-qualification. Objective and process of post-qualification. The lowest calculated bid shall undergo post-qualification in order to determine whether the bidder concerned complies with and is responsive to all the requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents. Within 5 calendar days from receipt by the bidder of the notice from the BAC that the bidder has the lowest calculated bid, the bidder shall submit to the BAC its latest income and business tax returns and other appropriate licenses and permits required by law and stated in the bidding documents. Failure to submit any of the post-qualification requirements on time or a finding against the veracity thereof shall disqualify the bidder for award, provided that in the event that a finding against the veracity of any of the documents submitted is made, it shall cause the forfeiture of the bid security
in accordance with Section 69 of this IRR. The post-qualification shall verify, validate, and ascertain all statements made and documents submitted by the bidder with the lowest calculated bid using non-discretionary criteria as stated in the bidding documents. These criteria shall consider but shall not be limited to the following: legal requirements to verify, validate, and ascertain licenses, certificates, permits, and agreements submitted by the bidder, and the fact that it is not included in any blacklist as provided in Section 25.3 of this IRR. For this purpose, the GPPB shall maintain a consolidated file of all blacklisted suppliers, contractors, and consultants. Technical requirements. To determine compliance of the infrastructure projects offered with the requirements specified in the bidding documents, including, where applicable, verification and validation of the bidder's stated competence and experience, and the competence and experience of the bidder's key personnel to be assigned to the project for the procurement of infrastructure projects. Verification of availability and commitment and/or inspection and testing for the required capacities and operating conditions of equipment unit to be owned, leased, under, purchased by the bidder for use in the contract. Negative slippage of at least 15% in any one project or a negative slippage of at least 10% in each of two or more contracts. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on ongoing contracts within 7 calendar days and to complete them within 30 calendar days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and deficiencies. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contract with pending certificates of acceptance within 30 calendar days and complete them within 90 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and failures, or substandard quality of work as per contract plans and specifications, or unsatisfactory performance of the contractor's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection. If the BAC verifies any of these deficiencies to be due to the contractor's fault or negligence, the agency shall disqualify the contractor from the award for the procurement of infrastructure projects.
Sir, that's all for the criteria and procedure for the preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, and award. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretariat, for the uh, presentation, audio presentation. So let's proceed for agenda number 5, which is questions, comments from bidders and replies of BAC and other representatives of procuring entity. So does anyone have any other amendments of the provision of bidding documents as discussed, presented from our YouTube live viewers and also prospective bidders? Secretariat? None? Fellow BAC members? There being none, so we may now adopt the provision of the bidding documents for these projects, particularly with contract ID number 23BI109, 23BI0110, and 23BI0111. But for contract ID number 23BI0111, we have an amendment for the source of fund. From FY 2023 GAA, close and open quick response fund to quick response fund QRF. Please take note, Secretariat.
Also, Mr. Chair, for contract ID number 23BI109 regarding the duration.
Yes. I forgot to mention the clarification. I will review the duration for contract ID number 23BI0109. Uh, yeah. So we will issue a supplemental bid bulletin after the if there is a change in duration for contract ID number 23BI109. So to continue, does the Secretariat have any announcement to make?
Yes, Mr. Back Chairman, we have a announcement reminder, sir, for the next procurement activities.
Okay, go ahead, Head Secretariat.
Yes, sir, for our next procurement activity, which is the opening of bids, date on time is August 29, 2023 at 9:01 a.m. Venue, PRU Bidding Room, Main Building, DPWH and the first DEO Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya for 3 civil works and 1 goods and services.
Tol,
Uh,
Head Secretariat.
Sir, may I read the content of the civil works and
Okay,
1 goods and services for the information of everybody?
yes, for the information of our prospective bidders.
Okay, sir, for the first project with contract ID 23BI 0106, name of the project, organizational outcome 1, ensure safe and reliable national road system, asset preservation program, rehabilitation, reconstruction of roads with slips, slope collapse and landslides, tertiary roads, Bambang Kasibu Solano Road, K0320 plus 580 to K0320 plus 645. Location of the project is at Quezon, Nueva Vizcaya, with an approved budget for the contract of 67,550,000 pesos, with the project description of additional 4,255 square meter rockfall netting with erosion control mat and hydro seeding. Project duration 146 calendar days. Cost of bid documents is 50,000. Source of fund FY 2022 RA 11639 augmentation. Pickup license raised is medium A. For second project, sir, with contract ID number 23BI0107, name of the project, organizational outcome 2, protect lives and properties against major floods, flood management program, construction, rehabilitation of flood mitigation facilities with major river basins and principal rivers, construction of Santo Domingo flood control, Santo Domingo, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of the project is at Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya, with an approved budget for the contract of 49 million pesos, with a project description, construction of 188 linear meter steel sheet piles and installation of additional gabion at first layer and second layer of existing 600 linear meter revetment. Duration is 196 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 25,000. With the source of fund of FY 2022 RA 11639 augmentation with the pickup license size range of medium A. For the third project, sir, with contract ID number 23BI0108, name of the project, organizational outcome 1, ensure safe and reliable national road system, bridge, thus construction of new bridges, Namamparan Bridge along Daang Marlica, LZ. Location of the project is Jadino Vizcaya, with approved budget for the contract or ABC of 49 million pesos, with a project description of concreting of 1.22 linear kilometer by 300 millimeter thick PCCP carriageway, concreting of 1.5 meter width by 300 millimeter thick PCCP shoulder on both sides, guardrail at median, provision of rubber concrete slope protection works with embankment at left side and at upstream and downstream of the river, reflectorized studs, installation of chevron, thermoplastic markers and rumble strip, and installation of solar LED street lights with a project duration of 193 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents is 25,000. Source of fund is FY 2022 RA 11639 augmentation with a pickup license range of medium A. And for the goods and services, sir, with contract ID number 23GBI46, name of the project, procurement of 50 metric tons asphalt plant mix, hot laid, etc. for use of the maintenance of national roads and bridges. Location of the project is DPWH Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya, with the approved budget for the contract of 9,999,987.75 pesos, with a project duration of 30 calendar days upon issuance of NTP. Cost of bidding documents is 10,000. Source of fund is DPWH FY 2023 Capital Outlay or EYAW. Sir, that's all for the three civil works, and one goods for services is scheduled for opening of bids on August 29, 2023. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother, Engineer Brian Nail Augusto, our head secretariat. So that ends our private conference. So can I hear a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chair, as we are done with the agenda for the private conference of the three civil works project, I now move for the adjournment of today's private conference.
I second the motion, Mr. Chair.
Since it has been moved and seconded, as a back chair, I now declare that the private conference is officially closed. That ends our private conference, and I wish everyone a fruitful day ahead. God bless us all, and let us all stay safe. Good morning.